Portions of our programming have been pre-recorded. The Good Neighbor Network, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna. Flagship station for MTSU Sports. The views and opinions on this show are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of WGNS, its management, other hosts, or advertisers.
This is Conversations with Mike Sparks.
Are you concerned with the state of America, your state, your community? Then you're in the right place. State Representative Mike Sparks. He and guests are here to talk about local politics, history, faith, and freedom.
All right, you're listening to Conversation Mike Sparks. I'm your host, Mike Sparks. Got a big show tonight. Right now I've got a caller. I've got a young lady from my class that's going to be a little rock star reporter, Bailey Lowe. Bailey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Mike. How are you?
Doing good. You ever been on the radio before?
I have not, actually.
All right. Well, you wrote an interesting article that I think people in Rutherford County would be of interest. Tell us what that article was about. That you wrote it for the MTSU sidelines, right?
Yeah, I did. I wrote a story about the Tennessee Beekeepers Conference.
Okay.
That was held in the Student Union. It was co-hosted by MTSU's School of Agriculture and the Tennessee Beekeepers Association.
Yeah, what got you interested in that?
I can't find it.
I've always kind of had a soft spot for like the environment and for animals, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity to shed some light on the bees and how we can help protect them and their habitat.
I know I've got one of my guests that cares about this issue. Roger, go ahead.
Yeah, our director at Sam Davis Home, she's actually on the state board of beekeepers. Jenny Lamb, are you familiar with her?
She wouldn't
Yeah,
be.
I think I am.
Are you really?
Yeah, and
Oh wow! I didn't think you were. Since you're from Bristol, Virginia.
you know what? Jenny, what did you
She's
say?
this young lady's from Bristol, Virginia.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
but the bee people know all bee people, but I mean they really
I didn't know. I'm not a bee person.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, but anyway, it does. I'm like you, and I am not. I don't have a beehive or nothing, but they're all around where I work, and I think it's really cool. And they'll have classes on it, and like the number one pollinator is of course the bee. I found this out not long ago. Do you know what the number 2 pollinator is?
No, I actually don't.
It's actually a bat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Are you serious?
Bee. Yeah.
The bat, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I found that out just going to these and listening, and so it's pretty cool. It's really fascinating. But anyway, yeah. But I thought you may have heard of her because they have that big convention, I think, in Kentucky every year in January.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably that's how she knows a lot of people from all around the country, and you probably do too if you go there.
Now, Bailey, are you gonna? I think I told you to reach out to Mayor Joe Carr. He's a beekeeper as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to reach out to him. I haven't gotten to yet, but I hope to get into contact with him soon and give you guys what he shares about beekeepers and his experience with it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hey Bailey, this is Jeremy Smith and Mike's in studio.
Trusted intern.
Yeah, trusted intern. But last summer. I worked for the Tennessee State Parks. I worked at Henry Horton State Park as a seasonal, and we have. I did a program series with our local in-house beekeeper, who's also he's a contact he was a contact of the park, but he runs a beekeeping operation in Arrington Vineyards, and before he took over of the operations at Henry Horton, there was only about 4 hives, and then before he really fully took over, only 1 hive was surviving. Now with his work, there's about 15 hive bodies there thriving, and so I hooked up with him, and I did a little programming on beekeeping and nature's pollinators and all that, the sort of stuff that the effect that they have on the environment. And so it was a fun program to do. And so it went to a good cause. all the charity donations went to the bees upkeep and maintenance and all that, and their health and all that. So it was pretty fun. So, but yeah.
Bailey, what's your next project? What's your next story?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I kind of am always looking for something to talk about, and I'm always just up, ready to write.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you. You were helping me with that graphic of the day. You remember?
Yeah, I did.
That's what I end up picking up a lot of stuff just off the students right there. I learn sometimes more from the students than I do the instructor. I mean, don't tell Professor Dan I said that.
I think he's listening right now.
Yeah, he may be. You know.
Hi, Dan. Give me extra credit.
And what was it you said? What was it you said in class here a while back? You're the complaint department. Can you say where you work at?
Oh, I work at Starbucks.
Yeah, and what did you say? You said this in class. I mean, are you willing to say on the radio about somebody? I want to speak to the manager. You remember what you said?
Yeah, someone was like, I want to speak to your manager, and I was like, I am the manager.
JD, by any chance? No,
I thought that was good. You know, well, you know, the professor of the day mentioned about something. You know, you being out of Bristol, Virginia. Do you want to mention that, or do you not want to talk about that on the air?
I can talk a little bit about it, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead then.
So I'm from a little small town in Virginia, like 2 seconds from Bristol, even smaller than Bristol, called Abingdon. Literally 2 or 3 houses down is zoned for Bristol. And it's just a really nice place. I really love it back home. And I recently found out that I don't get border state tuition. I still am paying out-of-state tuition, where I'm from, technically Virginia, instead of the Tennessee side.
So if folks don't know what out-of-state tuition is, explain that. A lot of listeners may not know what that means.
Yeah, so out-of-state tuition is, say you're from Virginia, like how I am,
yeah,
and you go to school in a different place, say like West Virginia, Tennessee, Florida, pretty much anywhere, you'd be paying out-of-state tuition instead of in-state tuition, which is a lot more expensive.
It's triple.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's well. I was telling Dan and the Professor O'Neill that I was standing there. I said, if you got the student body to take a position on that, one of our members would run a bill. Can't tell you it's going to pass, but just to get the conversation started. And that whole system to me just seems pretty unfair, especially if you just live, what you said, a few hundred yards from the Tennessee border.
Yeah, I live in Abingdon, so it's like I would commute for work and go into Bristol, and I would be like 10 minutes from the Tennessee line.
Yes. Well, why did you pick MTSU of all colleges?
I honestly really just loved their media and entertainment college. I thought they had amazing programs going on, and I saw what they were doing, and I was like, that's where I want to go.
Yes. I met a young lady about a year ago. I was waiting on an instructor to get there, and she was from Chicago, and I said, well, why'd you choose MTSU? She says, you just loved it down here and plan on staying here, you know. Well, I appreciate you calling in and appreciate that story. Any other stories like that, if you'll get them to me, just email them to me, my TennesseeLedger.com. Folks could go check it out. And I think you're going to contact Mayor Joe Carr, right, for an interview?
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, if you wanted to pop over at Sam Davis Home, they sell local honey right there.
Yes, and like I said, I think Joe at last count had 21 hives. I saw him at the...
the mayor does?
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, Joe Carr, the mayor, I saw him at the fish fry, and he's
Yep.
got 21 because he's come to some of our events out there. We talk.
Yep.
I don't know a lot about it, but I'll talk a little bit to anybody about
Henry
some
Horton
things.
does too. Henry Horton sells their own honey too, but I think they probably run out by the time the summer season ends.
Yeah, it's supposed to help. It's local honey is supposed to be
Yeah.
good for allergies
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, the beekeeper out of Henry Horton was John Crowder. Does that name ring a bell to either you or her?
I've never heard of it.
She, yeah, I'm sure our director, she knows
I don't
everybody.
think I've heard about her.
No, John Crowder. That's his
Oh.
name.
Bailey, you ever seen a ghost before? That's what Fix to talk about. Getting into paranormal stuff. If you want to listen in. Now, which Starbucks are you at?
I'm currently at the Old Fort and Mall Circle Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
Be watching for a vehicle coming through here in about a
y'all
day.
too expensive for me. I go through McDonald's, get a senior discount.
Anyone ever wants to come by, say hey, network with me a little bit.
And you're the
get a
complaint
coffee in the
department.
process.
All right, Bailey, take a ticket. That's a complaint department. Well, thank you, Bailey. I guess I'll see you next week because y'all are out of class this week, aren't you?
Yep.
All right.
Would I be able to also bring up just something a little bit about the Varroa?
Yes, go ahead.
So I didn't really get to talk about it because I forgot.
You're right.
Whenever I was at the Beekeepers Association conference, I learned about Varroa mites, and I personally didn't know like anything about them. But they are pretty much like a little parasite bug that attaches onto the honeybee and can harm it and affect its health a lot, and it'll make it where it can't survive throughout the winter because they sustain themselves throughout the winter. So I thought that was so interesting.
Are those a native bug, or if there's something over that's kind of migrated over?
Oh. Hey, she had Forrest had Joseph had a question for you, Bailey.
Hello, man.
Yeah.
Is that like a native bug, or is it more of an invasive one that's kind of come over and hurt the bee population even more?
I think it's more of like an invasive one. It's like a European parasite mite.
What's it called again?
The Varroa mite.
Oh yeah,
VARROA.
it's a European invasive species. We've had to. I talked about them in my program when I was doing my bee program. So.
Oh, you went through a bee program? Did you get stung?
No. I talked about it.
At Henry Horton.
I developed at Henry Horton when I was doing the the whole park stuff.
Yeah, Vice Mayor Steve Noe was introducing me to a lady the other day when John Rose was in over there in Laverne, and I didn't. Bailey, have you heard this? Like if the bees they'll come at your eyes to sting you. Have you ever heard that?
I don't think I have.
That's what Steve Noe says. So if I'm wrong, y'all blame it on Steve Noe over at Laverne. But he said that like if they get in the mask and all, they'll come at you.
Well, you know what? Our director, the guy that actually robs the hides over at Dr. Murphy. He's Dr. Murphy from Belmont. He when he does it, he takes a blower, like a leaf blower, and gets it going, and he doesn't even have the suit on or anything.
No. Serious?
Yeah, oh yeah, and also I said if I see you running, does that mean you ran out of gas or something?
Ran out of gas.
I said, is that a bad thing if I see you running? Oh yeah, that'd be a bad thing.
Yeah. I seen Major Walls. Bailey, you got to listen to this real quick. Major Walls, he owned the Omni Hut. He was at Pearl Harbor. I consider him a mentor, and he owned the country club in Smyrna. And I lived next door to him, so I often would help him in the field. He had some bees and ducks and geese and turkeys and stuff. And me and Sally Walls, his wife, we're in this little Datsun B210. And the folks that knew Sally years ago, it's a little blue Datsun B210, and their son Lonnie and him, they dressed up in the bee outfits, the bee, whatever you call them, and I was in the car watching. I was probably in the 7th grade, 6th grade, and I think this was the first time they were doing this, and they go over there, and back then there was a pond, and they were getting the bees. And apparently the bees got up inside their suit.
Wow.
And Major Walls was he was a pretty big fella, and all of a sudden Major Walls, I never seen that man run like that. And he started running to the field, and Lonnie, which was pretty smart, he walked into the pond like it reminded me of Herman Munster, with his arms out. He just walked in the water with head first. I mean, down the water over his head, and the bees were above his head, and they ran up to get the hose. Sally did. And Lonnie, he was a mischievous thing, and he had cut the hose. He uses a siphoning hose for motorcycle, and she was trying to spray him off with the water, but I mean, unfortunately, he was stung a lot, but it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyways,
I think I would have ran too.
Oh, it was good. Well, Bailey, I'll give you last words before we go to break.
Yeah, it's honestly been amazing. This has been my first time on the radio, so.
Well, you come to the studio, and we'll get you an internship up here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. It's been honestly a great experience.
Yeah. Well, any other articles you see, you send them to me, and I'll publish them. Okay.
Okay, sounds great, Mike.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bailey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take a break.
Bye.
Connor, we'll be right back.
Josh Moss with Affordable Heating and Cooling provides residential HVAC and duct cleaning services to the Middle Tennessee area. With more than 20 years of experience, Josh Moss and the AHC team provide 24/7 service and take care to ensure whatever work you need done is done in a professional, timely manner. Contact AHC at 615-745-1676. That's 615-745-1676. Or go to their website at affordableheatingandcoolingtn.com.
Most people know that their insurance can provide them with coverage for the many life's mishaps. But I can help you also unlock discounts, save money, and get benefits with Farmers Insurance policy perks. Whether we're discussing home or auto insurance, I am here to help you understand these great perks. Call me, Mark Lewis, at 615-625-7070 for a quote, and you can get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Not available in every state. Only available at select Farmers branded policies underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliates.
Want a flawless look without the wait? Step into the Vanity Zone in Smyrna, where upscale style meets everyday convenience. Specializing in precision cuts, color services, waxing, and more for men, women, and kids. All delivered by highly trained stylists with an eye for detail. And don't miss the signature hot towel refresher, the perfect finishing touch that leaves you feeling clean, relaxed, and ready for anything. Walk in or book now the Vanity Zone in Smyrna. Looking your best is always in style.
My wife and I enjoy going by Yard Sale Inc. We usually go to both locations, the one in Smyrna as well as the one in Murfreesboro. A lot of times on Saturday mornings we stop by, and their inventory changes weekly, so you never know what you're going to see, and it's mostly open box. The name fits it. It's exactly that. It's a yard sale. If you don't totally agree with the price, the staff is always friendly and nice and willing to work with you.
That's the Yard Sale store in Smyrna at 111 Enon Springs Road West, in Murfreesboro at 204 South Front Street, and online at bestdealintown.com.
AFFI is Middle Tennessee's premier choice for pest, wildlife, and moisture control. They specialize in those difficult and unique cases. You can reach them by phone at 615-300-2395. That's 615-300-2395. Or stop in at 200 Glenrose Lane in Smyrna.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, we're committed to providing local car owners with top-notch auto repair services. With over 2 decades of experience, our ASC certified master technicians are experts in both foreign and domestic vehicles, ensuring accurate diagnosis and timely, cost-effective repairs. From oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, smyrnaautorepair.com.
All right, we're back. We're going to talk. We're going to eventually get into some little paranormal. Okay, yeah. We've been talking about some honeybees, but we've got Sean Miller going to call in here in a little bit. Sean owns the Yard Sale stores, and if you hadn't been to the Yard Sale store, I believe he's changed the name to Overstock Outlet now. Am I right?
Okay, that one over on Broad.
Yeah, and
well, they're moving it, aren't they?
Yeah, they're moving it, and but he's over in the spring. I go to the one. Well, I've been to Murfreesboro too. Yeah. One by Canonsburg, but they had to close that down. But yeah, man, if you hadn't been over at Overstock Outlet, I mean, it really is, like he said, the best deal in town. And like Rick Hall been on the commercial for Yard Sale for years. It is like a yard sale. I mean, you're looking for a deal. But I've done a lot of bartering with him. I've wrote a book, Learn to Barter. You've done some bartering, and I know young man Joseph Forrest with William Forrest Sealing.
W4 Seal Coating and Painting.
Yep, and we've done some bartering over the years. And you said your dad's at church right now.
Yep, right over at St. Luke's in Smyrna.
Yeah, I grew up over at St. Luke's.
Yeah, it's a good place. Have you ever met Father Philip?
Is he the hockey fan?
No, he's more football.
Okay, one of them I've met. I mean, I hadn't been over since my mother's funeral. I grew up over there in St. Rose. I mean,
it's a good area over there.
I'm in the Baptist church now.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, y'all go all the way back. Y'all did our driveway and you did my car business a few times. You probably were in junior high school or something.
Oh, I was at the time back then. I think when I first worked for you, I was 12, 13.
Yeah.
I was
y'all
homeschooled.
done my stepfather, done the
We've
house
worked for you
back
since
then,
before I was born.
done the car business, and folks like us that's got a sealed driveway, asphalt driveway, you want them to last, forever if you can. So what's the key to getting these things to last a long time so you're not having to replace them?
I think the big thing about keeping a driveway together is just making sure you keep up on the maintenance. Because sometimes you'll go to folks and they'll be like, well, we sealed it once or twice, and the driveway's 30 years old. You seal it once or twice, it's not going to be able to keep it together, keep it in good shape like you're looking for. If you are able to consistently, and the biggest thing I think is that kind of mentality of like a car, where you're like, well, something looks a little bit off, but I'll keep running a little bit longer and we'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to blow up on you.
Yeah.
And I think the real big thing is to not wait and be like, well, I'll do it next spring. Because by the time you get to the next spring, you've went through another harsh winter. Because we don't get snow here in Murfreesboro. We get ice storms.
Yeah.
And that does some real damage to the driveways. But just staying consistent with it.
Yeah.
Once you get at that maintenance level, every 2-3 years, taking care of your cracks, patches, it's really just keeping up on the maintenance of it.
Well, one thing I appreciate about y'all and your dad, I mean, your dad, he's just one of the nicest guys out there, and he stays in touch with us. But we had a little sinkhole pop up where my parents did,
Yes, sir.
and just a little sinkhole just show up in the driveway and had a big hole in it, and y'all went. You helped work on that thing. What was it?
Is that 4 or 5 years ago now?
No, it's been probably 12, 15, 16 years ago. Y'all
that
ended up
wouldn't
taking
have
care
been
of
me.
that. Well, your dad must come
Yeah.
over. I guess he got the gravel coming over and
filled it in.
resealed it, and
You
you
ever
could
know what
have.
caused that? Did you ever know it?
Nah, man. I mean, I know we got a lot of sinkholes around here.
Oh yeah, we do.
I was up in Manchester the other day, and I was talking to this gentleman. We're going to be doing some work on his auto repair shop, and just as we were looking at the parking lot, we walk over and we see this little hole. And first, we thought it was an animal burrow, and it was a sinkhole just out of
Really?
nowhere. Yeah, right over next to the main road, which I think is the scarier part. So here in about a couple of weeks, maybe mid-November, we're going to go through and fill that in because those sinkholes, they can do some damage.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you leave them unchecked.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate y'all taking care of us, and you've always treated us right. And I'm always looking for a good deal. A fair deal.
Exactly.
And y'all were able to hook us up, and I think we're fixing to get in. Speaking of good deals, I've got Sean Miller going to call in. You ever been to the yard sale?
Yeah, actually, I put together a little home gym, and I think I got almost everything I needed from yard sale because I got real good prices.
Which
there.
one do you go to?
Huh?
Which one do you go to?
Oh,
at
the right
yours?
run down the road here.
The one that had to close?
Yeah, that
Broad
one.
Street.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's
Why'd it close?
He's well, they're redoing all that.
Oh, okay.
Just down Murfreesboro. Sean will get it and explain it to us here in just a few. That's the old Quality Furniture building.
It was Ray Batts way before. No, Quality. It wasn't Quality. That was Ray Batts way back in the day. Furniture store.
We remember what Shoney's across the street.
Oh yeah, did you ever cruise that, mate?
I was too young.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't this also that store called Sticks and Stuff or something like that?
Yeah,
Could have been. It's different names, but when it was Ray Batts, I parked in front of there one time. I was in Gilbert Oderud's 56 Chevy, and I threw that rear end out of Shoney's.
I always remember the funny
out of the road.
I remember the funny commercial. When it was Sticks and Stuff. It was like Sticks and Stuff. Come and get you some, or something like that. But
if you guys don't mind if I butt in on one more thing about driveways, even if you folks see this radio show and you don't call me, you don't have anything done with your driveway, please weed eat them. Put some weed killer on the edges.
Yeah.
The amount of people that are like, well, why are my edges falling apart? And the grass is just consuming it.
Well, how do you what do you do to keep that out? What can you do to keep it from just weeding? What else can you do to keep
herbicide?
That's about the best thing you can do. Just
Herbicide.
weed killer, and weed eating. Just keep it maintenance because that's what's gonna unravel your edges, and that's going to go from the outside in.
Yeah.
So that is
that crabgrass tear up a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
I can see it.
That's a big part in keeping them together.
Yep.
And it starts at the soil layer too.
And
so.
Mike, don't poison yours. You'll probably have it about 2 foot wide poison down the side.
No, but our driveway, it really looks good because when your dad called me, hey man, I'm gonna be in the area, And I'm pretty frugal, and I was like, I'm thinking about doing it myself, and then it'll be a week out, another week out, and finally I was like, hey man, what's best you can do? And and we just you knocked
did a
it
little
out.
bartering ourselves.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
y'all knocked it out, and your dad's so polite, and I didn't know your dad went to church.
Yeah. He used to be Protestant, came Catholic.
I'm teasing you. I'm just kidding if your dad's listening. But you tell him I said, you hang out with us, okay?
Yep.
Because Sean Miller's fixing to join us. Sean, you there?
What's up, Mike?
Hey, man, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. I've been trying to get you up here for like 3 years.
You know what? The invitation has been outstanding for a while. I'm glad I got on, and next time I'll be sitting there next to you for sure.
Well, you're. I've got John Rose coming up next week. His camp called me, and hopefully I have Marsha Blackburn. Both of them are running for governor. Hopefully I'll have them up. You know, you're harder to get up on the radio than Marsha Blackburn and John Rose are. You know, you're always working all the time, and I think you're in church on Sunday nights, right?
No, I do church during the day, so we're a Sunday morning person. We go every once in a while on Saturday nights. We're Faithful World Outreach followers, and so sometimes on Saturdays, but we didn't go yesterday because we had a big opening, and then Sunday morning.
Well, now you're up to, is it 4 stores now?
We're at 4 stores, and you were talking about some old Murfreesboro history there with Sticks and Stuff and Quality Furniture. So our first store in Murfreesboro was at the old Sticks and Stuff building down there on Broad Street across from the square. That's when we were there for 9 years. And the city's doing some renovations, and we were forced to move, but it was a blessing. And we've now moved into that new Quality Furniture building in Murfreesboro, 745 Old Sport, and we do have 3 other locations.
They finally went out of business?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Quality Furniture, they just, we were having great opportunity for us, great location.
Well, they've been going out of business for a long time, though, right? I mean, seriously.
It was for a minute. It was for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a minute, like a couple of years. So, other day I was seeing you. What were you working on when I honked at you the other day on Indian Springs Road at your location over there in Smyrna?
Well, it's funny. I think we texted that morning or the night before. We kind of caught up for the first time in a little while. And the next day I saw you driving by and you honked at me.
Well, another weird coincidence. I was in Sunday school, and I had worked on that little article for Bailey on my Tennessee Ledger, and I thought, well, I'm going to throw a few ads in there, and I found yours, and I thought, well, I need to get one that stands out a little better, and I just posted your ad and a link back to your site, and then I looked, and I was in Sunday school. I mean, I was fixing to start studying the lesson, even though I was in Sunday school, and all of a sudden you text me. I mean, almost like the exact moment when when I was putting that thing on. So how's now? I've noticed you're dealing with a little bit of heavy equipment or something, aren't you?
Yeah. So we worked out a deal a couple months back with a big company out of Kansas City that auctions off heavy equipment, farm equipment, excavators, skid steers, some construction equipment, golf carts. It all comes from overseas. There's a lot of it coming over here, and he's one of the biggest contractors, and I've done business with him for many, many years, and he saw in Smyrna, if you know the property we have there, we have the old Crosby Lumber Building on the corner of Lowry and Eon, and we got a lot of land area, and we worked out a deal to start auctioning stuff for them as well. So we're bringing in anywhere from 5 to 15 containers of equipment, and again, it's everything you can think of, fencing, skid steers, lots and lots of outdoor sheds, golf carts.
I see the golf carts over there. Yeah, I have about 4 of them out there.
Lots of golf carts. So 6 and 4-seaters. They're all generic, but they're really well built. Fast as heck. Street legal too. So you can get them permitted and be able to drive around your neighborhood. But
You're not just saying that because we're on the radio, are you?
I'm not. I'm making the pitch.
No, I've been wanting one. I just don't like to pay retail for anything. No, Sam Davis Home. I think that's like y'all's wish list.
Yeah,
it's kind of a wish list. You know,
mine, because I'll be 71 years old.
It's your wish
and
list.
It's hard to carry people around or walk them around.
Yeah,
like last night at the ghost tours, man, I had to let the young guy take over because my feet were hurting.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm getting old. I might be retiring soon, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyways, well, if you have one, maybe you got a rent deal or something, or rent to own at Sam Davis Home or something. But are those, what brand is that the golf carts that you got out there, Sean? Because I've noticed the 6-seaters.
Yeah, they're all overseas generically made. So the name is SD Launch, which wouldn't ring anybody.
Yeah.
know what that would be. But that same manufacturer overseas makes a lot of the name brands. So it's very similar to a name brand model, but it's just a generic.
Is it gas or battery powered?
These are all battery powered.
Okay.
The
No
ones
Easy
we have
Go?
aren't they're not lithium yet, but they will be lithium supposedly pretty soon. But very similar to that type of a car. Very similar.
No Easy Go? You don't have an Easy Go?
No, not yet. Not yet. We'll push for one, but still they come in with no names on them.
Well, Sean, William up here, or Joseph, William Force's son, they just done some driveway sealing for me this week, and they did my former car business, and y'all probably done the Spooley's Hair Salon that we owned years ago.
Yeah, we did that a while
They
back.
do striping and things too, you know.
Yeah, and he said he would tell Sean what you bought. You said you put a whole gym together.
Oh yeah, it was back at the store you folks had over on Broadway. I went there and you guys had some pretty fair prices over there. I think I went over there, I bought like a little workout bench, I bought a barbell, a bunch of weights. I think it was like 60 pounds worth of weights. But you guys gave me a really good deal on it.
Yeah.
I was wondering where you guys went, because I know the Broadway store shut down. I've been looking for some more stuff.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. And Mike, one thing we've done recently, and you've always given us a tremendous amount of love, over the years, we've transitioned, and this was a difficult decision to make. And the Murfreesboro store was the last one, but we changed the name from Yard Sale Store to Overstock Outlet, and that was a tough decision, because the Yard Sale Store was near and dear to so many people.
Yes.
You know, we've been around for so long. Been doing this since 2010. First store was in Smyrna. A lot of people didn't like the name change, but the way that our business has changed over the years, the Yard Sale Store was a perfect name for us when we started. We bought a lot of customer returns and didn't know what we were getting, and it was a mix of this and a mix of that. And that name really, really fit. But as liquidations changed over the past 10 years, harder to get that type of stuff. So we mostly what we get is overstock and brand new and seasonal stuff. So we're selling brand new Stearns & Foster mattresses that retail for $4,000, and we're selling them for like $600.
Really?
And it's hard to say you're the Yard Sale Store selling an expensive mattress at a discount. So we had to make the change. The name now reflects what we are. And again, it was hard. We're still honoring that Yard Sale customer base that know us, but for people who didn't know us, Overstock Outlet is now the name. And with the question with the moving, so now we're at the 745 Old Fort. Love to make some deals. We still wheel and deal, though. That's the one thing about us. We love you to come in. Our prices are fair. Everything's going to be at least 30% of retail. Most of it's going to be 40-50% of retail, no matter what. And if it's been sitting on our floor for a little bit, man, we are looking to make it move. Come in and see it.
You remember when I happened to see, I was looking for some hardwood flooring, and my mother my mother was alive, but we were trying to work on the house and, live next door to me. So trying to do all this. And I happened to see you standing out front, and I guess I called you, and I said, man, I'm looking for some hardwood flooring. And you said, you give me a few weeks, I'll have what you need. And to be honest, I thought, yeah, right, like that. And then you called me, because I had you come to Rotary. Remember, you said you was coming to Rotary.
Yeah.
And I think I wrote a story about you in my Tennessee Ledger and got you on Google, 2 or 3, 4 times on first page. Yep. And, you and I kind of done some little dealing together. And you called me. It was either you or Tito called me. Man, you had the exact flooring I needed. I had some dust on it, if you remember.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm so proud of that floor. I mean, I probably shouldn't tell the public this, because not just hook me up, you hook up a lot of people. Rick Hall's a testament to you. So many people in Smyrna that go over and shop. My own mother-in-law went over and bought a nice fridge, I think a big oven. Danny Brewer, Lisa Brewer, I think they bought their lawn furniture from you, their patio furniture from you. Now, what about the little skid steers that you got out there?
Yeah, they're excellent. So, and again, thank you for that, Mike. I know if you know Mike Sparks, he likes to barter, and that's the one thing we like to do. And we like to wheel and deal. I was glad. Again, I remember that conversation. You needed the flooring. I said I didn't have it, but I felt I would get it. A couple weeks later, it was sitting right there, and I think it was even within 100 square feet of exactly what you needed.
I still got excess. Yeah, I've got some. I got enough to do probably. Well, it wouldn't be it'd be a small closet or half a bedroom or something like that.
Well, it's better than being 100 square feet short.
So, amen to that. Yes, amen.
No, the little skid steers, man, they're selling like hotcakes. Again, they're all on auction. Every once in a while, some will come through where we're able to sell them. But there's different versions of them. Some have different type of bells and whistles on. Some are a little stronger than others. Some are gas, some are diesel. But on the low end, just a little. Again, I'm going to call it a starter skid steer, which is kind of a funny way to say it. They're sold about anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800. They go all the way to $3,000 or $4,000. That's on the auction, and what I've seen is the prices are getting leaner and leaner as we go. We're doing one of these big auctions every single month. So that's on our auction page. So not to get too confusing with brand recognition, but Overstock Outlet is the stores. The auction is called dollar.bid. So on dollar.bid, it's all associated, but the auction is just a website where we sell stuff, and whenever we have an equipment auction, so if you go dollar.bid tonight, you won't see an equipment auction because there's not one live, but there'll be one in next week, and then there'll be a link to jump into that equipment auction, and that's one of the funnest things we do. Like you'll see lines at our Smyrna store, 30 cars long to pick up on our dollar.bid. It's just a little local online auction where everything starts at $1. Even the skid steers, they start just $1.
Really?
Shipping containers start at $1.
I'm gonna share this on my Facebook post here. So it's just dollar.bid, right?
Yeah, no .com, dollar.bid.
Dollar.bid. Do those little Tracos, or not Tracos, but do those little
excavators?
Do they move some dirt?
Yeah, they're not going to break no record in speed. They're not terribly quick, but again, when they get there, they move. They got enough horsepower to move some stuff. Most of those are gas. The diesel ones again have a little bit more power behind them. But we've probably sold 70 of them over the past 90 days. And what I would say is almost everybody who bought on the first auction was a repeat buyer on the second and third auction. So they're coming back and buying more, whether they're reselling them. I got one guy that has a big farm down south, and he's bought a bunch of them. He uses them down there. Guys are reselling them, but they're coming back. So that's the 5-star review you get right there is repeat customers.
Well, my oldest son's been wanting, for some reason he wants this Traco type thing. It's like a small Traco. Have you seen them? It's got, I guess, the wheels in the back and it's just got a platform on the front. Do you ever run across those?
They came in on an auction before we got involved with them out of Kansas City. So whatever they get. They get 30 containers a month. We're at maybe 12. But whatever they get, again, they ship over, and it's just kind of blind luck what you get. But yeah, we definitely should. We're receiving probably 4 containers this week. We're setting up for our next auction. We just had our biggest one close last week. We did loadouts this week, finishing up, and then we're going to start listing for the next one. So this next one will be live, and I would say is a 50. Like same thing with the flooring, Mike. I don't think I have it right now, but I think I will have it pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I like about it. And it's like when Rick does that commercial, you just never know what you're going to find.
I think that's the funnest part about that store back in the day. And I'll have to check out your new ones. That was always the funnest part, is even if you didn't need anything at the time, it was an adventure walking into that store. You never know what you were going to find.
Yeah.
I found Christmas presents 6 months in advance just because I'll take a look through it, and you just happen to find something good.
Yeah, this store over here had a big old, I think, what is it, a Cheez-It branded giant fold-out chair sort of deal. Yeah. But like you said, it's always an adventure going into these stores. And so is this store down here, Sean, off of Old Fort, is it going to go back? You just said that is it out of business completely, or will you be moving back in, or no?
No, so the Old Fort, we're in there. Our first day was yesterday. Okay.
Already moved,
Okay.
Cool. So Quality Furniture officially has moved out. I know they had a long tenure there of that episode, and they're great people. They were easy to work with. They're very good people. Can't say enough about them. But our first day was yesterday, and we're there. I'd love for you to stop by. It's right there on the corner of Old Fort and Broad, right before the bridge, depending on which way you're going, right after the bridge.
Yeah.
And there's Zaxby's and that side over there. A lot of traffic, tons of traffic. And my goal when you walk in the store is you don't have anything that you specifically want to buy, but you see something that you just can't pass up because it's too good of a deal. And that's kind of like you just kind of walk around and browse around. And shopping habits have changed. Years ago, people would come in our stores. Mike would come in and just spend 20, 30 minutes walking around looking for deals.
Yeah.
That's changed a lot recently. With Amazon just gets bigger and bigger, and people buy online. So, supporting all of us local businesses, myself, you guys over there, it's important, because, like Mike said, everything we sell is at least 30 or 40% off retail. Everything, like whether it's refrigerators or there's nothing in there.
I've seen it.
Nothing in there.
Yeah,
that's not discounted.
I've seen it cheaper than that. Well, I'll tell you that. You hooked me up on that hot water heater. Our business hot water heater. My wife had called me. I was on the road. And said, "Hey man, we don't have no hot water." And that's the last thing you want to hear when you've got 7 women that are stylists and then 7 customers. I'm serious. It's you just don't want to hear that. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm calling around for a plumber, and I heard I couldn't get a plumber because everybody's busy, and I need a hot water heater. You had what I needed. Grabbed that. Got a hold of Tony Campbell. Told me to call Vice Mayor Steve. No, Steve hooked me up. Steve was out there within an hour and a half. Keith Bratcher even showed up, just ironically, with his truck to help us. But that hot water heater I got from you, I think that thing retailed, Sean, for $2,200, and I think you were asking $300 or $350 or $400 for it.
Yeah,
it was a big, tall 20-something or 50-something gallon.
It was a big one. Yeah. And that's the one thing with, we sell a lot of water heaters, and I hate to say it, it's about to be water heater season. As soon as the temperatures start to drop, we sell water heaters we can't hold on to them. And that's the one thing, man. You typically don't shop for a water heater if you don't need it. When you're calling for a water heater, it's an emergency.
Yes.
Yes. So we're glad that we stocked them. Nobody's going to beat our prices on water heaters in Middle Tennessee.
Well, you hooked us up. Yeah, years ago, I had replaced one at your old spot, and that was at least 12 years ago. And so I got 12 years out of that one, and then just replaced this one back in December. But Sean, I sure appreciate all you do. How's Tito doing?
Tito was we first started, it was myself, my wife, and then my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law started working. So it was a four-person team, and Tito was my first non-family hire. And now when I talk about it, he was part of the family because he's still with me.
Yep.
He is a jack of all trades. He's a fantastic person. Anybody that knows those stores knows Tito or Phil. Those are the two guys that everybody knows. It's Tito and Phil. And again, we have my wife's probably going to get upset. We probably have 45 employees.
Yes.
Out of those 45, we've had, I think, 43 of them for over 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Good for you.
We don't have a lot of overturn with our staff. I'm still we always talk about, man, we have a lot of really, really, really good people.
Yes.
We'd never even remotely be where we're at without the people that we have. They're incredible.
Well, I appreciate you still serve on Greenhouse Ministries board.
I do.
Yes.
I'm still with Greenhouse and do a lot of work with them, and it's been busy, and I wish I could give them more attention, but they just had their big event and talk about something that does a lot for this community.
Yeah.
Is they don't get nearly enough accolades for the amount of effort and commitment they put into this community.
Exactly. Cliff's great guy. Well, Sean, we sure appreciate it, and I'll try to pop by this week and check out your store, okay?
Yeah, man, I'll be around. Make sure you message me so I can get you a deal. Don't barter with Tito, man. Stay with me.
I don't know. I mean, I try not to. I don't really need anything right now, But
that's where they get you.
Now, if I bring my wife in, she's a little high maintenance. She's always going to want something, She, I told her yesterday. I said, look, if something's not broke, don't try to fix it. She will change out everything. That's wrong with that. Just leave it alone. Anyways, if she's listening, she'll let me have it.
You lost that fight, didn't you?
All right. Well, thank you, Sean. Tell your beautiful wife I say hello, okay?
Thanks, Mike. You guys are the best. I appreciate the time to get on, and God bless.
Yes, sir. Take care, sir. We'll see you. I think we're supposed to get into some paranormal conversation tonight.
Yeah. Ghost stories?
Speaking of paranormal,
let's do something.
We got her. Marty Luppin, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How y'all doing?
All doing good. Have you been over at the yard sale store?
Oh, yeah. Several times.
Man,
hey, is Roger up there?
He's right here.
He's right there.
Is Roger there?
Yeah, I'm here, Marty. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, you mentioned the fact that Ray Batts used to be in that old store in Murfreesboro.
Yeah. In the very beginning, that was the first one.
It was Ray Batts.
Yeah, I think Ray Batts, aren't they the one that built that? Ray Batts Furniture used to have that one on Thompson Lane, and they had that one here in Murfreesboro. I'm pretty sure right there with the old Shoney's. Am I right or close?
I don't know. My memory's cloudy, but I remember Benford Ford being over there in that area.
Yeah, Benford's right down the road a little bit because I knew them. I knew the guy, his son, and I knew that whole story. You probably know that story, what happened, but I'll save that for later.
Yeah, save it for later because I know it and you know it. Yeah, just hang on to it.
Yeah. But anyway, I think it was Ray Batts because we were circling Shoney's there, cruising, and it was Gilbert over. Well, Gilbert wasn't with. Gilbert was on my Kawasaki 500. This is in '73, and he had it, and he let me use his car. So I had a couple buddies. We cruised Shoney's a little bit, and the cop guy, off-duty cop, but he worked there. He told us to not be goosing it, and I said, "Watch this," and I did. I tried to spin out, threw the rear end out, and we had to push it out of the road over there to.
So what'd you learn from that, Roger? What'd you learn from that?
Well, I just one of those. I almost want to keep at one of them secrets I never tell. But since I'm 100 years old now, and I can let it out. But yeah, but it was $25 part, Gilbert.
Okay.
I paid to have it fixed. Yeah,
that's not too bad.
So Marty,
Hey, well,
go ahead.
Let me take
Tell us
this
about the
real
ghost
quick.
story before we lose our second time here. We're running out of time.
Okay, we're going to have ghost stories Monday night, the Rutherford County Historical Association.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday night, I think it starts at 7 o'clock, and we're going to have a haunted tales and stories. And I probably got a few I can embellish and make sound even more scary.
So tomorrow night, where y'all going to be again?
The 20th, Mike, not
20th. Okay. 20th. Okay.
It's at the Rutherford County Historical Society, right? Correct.
Where's that at?
I'm going to post it on our Smyrna page.
Okay.
And then y'all can share it if you want to.
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
but that's always good. Everybody's got some good stories. And then I hear, I don't know how accurate it is, I can't validate it, but I hear that there's going to be a tour around Murfreesboro talking about the ghost in Murfreesboro.
Oh, that'd be good. Keep that one posted, too.
Well, as soon as I find out more details, I will.
Okay.
But I think Smyrna's got more ghosts than Murfreesboro has. I know on Oak Street, oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oak Street's got ghosts. I mean, a lot of ghosts on Oak Street.
Yeah, it's someplace in Smyrna. It's kind of spooky. It really is. I mean.
Oh yeah. That's one thing
Sam Davis home.
Yeah, that's Marty probably got
Sam
20
Davis
stories
home.
from out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got mine. I've got things that I've stories.
Marty, when are you going to talk to Edith Moore next?
I just talked to her.
Did you?
It's interesting you brought it up, and I told her she needs to get her butt in gear.
Yeah.
If she wants this. Otherwise, I'm going to donate it to some other company or something.
Well,
I got it with me, and I told her, she said, I will get on it immediately. And I said, well, you better. I said, because we want to have it at the church. And I said...
at Ebenezer Baptist over there on the Lynchburg Highway.
Yeah.
A lot of history up there.
She's supposed to be working on it to get it done. I don't know why she'd be procrastinating.
Well, she's kind of got some family issues. I talked to her this week, and Edith grew up out there.
She's got family issues, but she comes to Murfreesboro pretty regularly too.
Well, I asked her.
Talk to her. I told her to get it together.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I asked her a few years ago. I had her on the air sharing this. I asked her because she grew up over by the battlefield, and you think of an area it's going to be haunted, be the battlefield. And if folks know with the gravel pit, she grew up in that shack right across to the right of Travis Court, what we call Travis Court.
12 people in there, wasn't it? Did you have, wasn't it like?
Yeah, like 12 people. I mean, that raised up. That old shack was built by the son of a slave, which was her grandfather.
And he worked at the battlefield, didn't he? Later
well,
on,
yeah,
I guess
the cemetery called Cemetery Community ended up digging some of those graves. She said she still has the shovels that he used. Her grandfather. And maybe
some bad juju right there.
Great grandfather, but she, I asked her about any stories, and she said that there's an old story over there by that Methodist church. There's a little rock wall. She said her and her sister would see this head. I mean, I'm just telling you what she told me. Okay, that she would see this headless woman there. They would.
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
yeah. I did. I heard that. I heard that story.
I've heard that one once or twice.
And she said that the story behind that is that was a former slave that was a mistress to the land owner, master, whatever you want to call it, and she ended up getting killed, and that she would sit there, be there. But that's just what she swears by it.
You know where the slaughter pit is over there, number 12?
Say again.
The slaughter pit, number 12, stop 12.
Slaughter pit. I don't know which one. Is that the one by Mike Lyle's house?
I don't know. I don't know where Mike lives, but it's number 12 on the tour.
Oh, okay.
And I took some people over there when we had an event at MTSU. Some people from out of town, I took over there and showed them. And doggone if we didn't have some apparitions show up in the pictures.
Really?
Oh man, don't say that.
Well,
I've heard some pretty consistent ghost stories. There's one consistent ghost story out there in Rockville where I live. And it's weird because you talk to a bunch of people that don't know each other, and they all tell the same story.
Headless guy with the light.
Not the headless guy. It's when it's late at night, and they think they see whether it's their wife or their brother or their sister or something like that walking into a dark room. And the amount of times they were like, well, where are they going? They try to follow them into the dark room, and then it turns out, their wife, sister, somebody was in the kitchen behind them.
Room. Yeah.
That's the weird one.
Well, Marty, we're going to wrap this up. Hey, appreciate what you do, and I'll catch up, okay?
Take care, Marty.
Okay, one more real quick.
Make it quick. We got 3 minutes.
WGNS is a haunted building. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Very good. Roger, you wanted to recognize that Vietnam vet.
Mr. Walden. Walden. Yeah,
Walden.
He was I think we had 51 people the other day, and I believe you presented with a proclamation.
Yeah.
And those same guys came over to the Sam Davis home. We did a little tour. They came out last year looking for places to do, and the one guy, he was from San Francisco, and it was a really neat bunch, man. We did it the other day, and a really bunch of good guys. But Mike, can I talk about these old ghost tours real quick? Yeah, this Friday and Saturday night is going to be our last night for our ghost tours of Sam Davis home. It's October 17th and 18th from 6 to 10. Last wagon goes out at 9 o'clock. There's a few private ones that you do online, ghost tours. It's and we're actually going to have one, Halloween night. So this go online, and it's limited to 15 people each. And we did that last year, man. As soon as people found us out,
Friday and Saturday,
it was sold out
next week.
This coming Friday, Saturday night, 17th, 18th, last night of the hay rides and the ghost tours that way.
All right. But you mentioned Mr. Walden, and shout out to Dana Blair and Jennifer Blair for asking me and Mayor S. Reed and Vice Mayor Mark Atkins to do a proclamation for a Smyrna veteran, Mr. Elbert, nicknamed Old Sarge Walden. His son Kathy had reached out to us to help put this together, but a lot of Vietnam vets over there at the Blue Angel Memorial, and something he said that really touched me for sure. He says, I remember it was my daughter's 1-year birthday, Kathy's 1-year birthday. He said, I picked her up and I kissed her and had to leave that day for Vietnam. And when I'll often talk that the number 58,200 should be significant. We should all know that. That's the amount of young men that never returned home from Vietnam. They were average 22 years old. 22, that's that little girl Bailey that just called in. That's how young those folks were. But anyways, let's make sure we never forget the sacrifice those guys have made. Give you the last word, Roger.
Yeah, like I said, the ghost tours this coming weekend, 17th, 18th, and like I said, we had some grown women crying. They had to get out. I know that's when you know it's good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had to let them out the back door, take them back, get a guide to take them back out there because they didn't want to go through see the rest of it.
You think Angela Bingham would get scared?
No, Angela going. She'll lead the way.
I'll try to go to the 17th one. But.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Connor. Thank you, Joseph, Forrest, Jeremy.
Yep.
And Roger. We'll see y'all next week.